Okay, so today we're going to build the REM bot. So let me turn on the second screen over here. Alright. Okay, let's see. Here are the pieces according to the video. Not even really sure what the REM bot is, but we'll see how it goes. We'll start off and just kind of watch the video. The video is about 16 minutes long. So we'll go from here. Alright, so we've built the first part of the REM bot, so let me turn on the second screen. Alright, so we built the first part. Two things, two observations. One, the video doesn't have any sound, so it's a little more difficult to build when you're just watching and not hearing the reinforcement from the person talking. So that's something to keep in mind when I build robots videos for my students. The other thing is orientation. Oftentimes the orientation on the screen, I get them backwards. Like the first time I built this one, I had it on the other side, and there's not a mirror reflection when you're watching a video, but sometimes I get confused. That's something also I need to make sure in the videos that I include, kind of distinguishing the orientation of the pieces. Alright, turning on the second camera. Alright, so this is the structure that we've built up to this point. Got a little frustrated because, again, I got the orientation wrong, and the perception of length from watching the video is hard to see which is the right one, so I grabbed the wrong length and I had to take it apart and put it back together again. But we're at this build point here. Again, not really sure what it does, but they're grabbing the brick next, so we will see how it goes. Okay. Alright, so here we've gotten to this point. We're about to attach the little caster here. Had a bit of a delay. In the video, these pieces here are gray, and so I was searching for a gray piece, and to no avail. So I went back to the guide here, found the piece, and realized that it was black. And so I'd been searching for something that didn't exist. So I didn't know that the EV3 kits had different pieces had different colors. That's important to know in the explanation to the video, explaining to the kids that all the pieces may not be exactly the same. They'll be the same shape, but maybe a different color. Because that could lead to frustration. I assumed that everything was here, so I was okay, but I can imagine that one of my students would get pretty frustrated if they couldn't find the right piece. And if they're not proficient with robotics, they may think that the color matters. So we'll go to the next step. Alright, so we're at this point. Turn on the other screen. I was a little frustrated for a bit because I couldn't find this piece here. This piece is gray in the video, but my kit, it was black. So after searching frantically for it, I went back to the screen here and then realized that it was in fact black and not gray. So looking at the parts list there, that kind of gave me a clue. So just have to make sure that when I talk to my students, well, tell them about assembling that, the pieces will be the same shape, but they may not be the same color. And with kids, they typically want things to be exactly the same, so they may think that the color matters and not go on to the next step. So that's just something to make sure I put in the instructions, that as long as the shape's the same, then the color isn't as crucial. Okay, turning on the second camera. Alright. Okay. Had another mishap. This bar here I placed down here, because again, the orientation on the screen, I get thrown off a bit. And so when I tried to connect it, it didn't work. Also, these pieces, I'm out of the red one, so I used a blue one. Again, like I said a little bit earlier, the shape is what matters here, not the color. So it's just something important to keep track of. Well, this seemed like a good place to pause the build. I ran into that color thing again with these guys, them being red and all, and the connections here kind of got disoriented. So we're approaching the final part of the build, so we'll see what happens from here. Well, this one's done, I must say. It's probably one of the most frustrating of the build so far. They even had a piece, this middle piece, they grabbed a piece that's not in the kit. So I looked around for it, looked on the parts list, and it wasn't there, so I just substituted it there. So again, that would be something that would, to make sure that the kits list for the videos are consistent with what the students have. The other thing that I probably would have them do is to, more than likely I'd have them kind of make a parts list as they go along, you know, kind of give them a sense of, you know, for this section you're going to have these parts, for this section you're going to have these parts, and then give them time. Or maybe a prompt like pause here, and yeah, I think I would do that, you know, put the parts together and say press pause, and that way they can get it, and it seems like it's a part of the the design. Haven't programmed it yet. Not sure I'm going to program this week, because I'm not sure. I mean, I see the light sensor, but I haven't really studied the light sensor. My cat helpers here. I haven't really studied the light sensor or the touch sensor, so I won't program it this time. So this is it. Not sure if it's a light follower or how well this touch sensor works, because it doesn't seem like that it depresses it very much. So I may have to make some alterations on that. So this is it. This is it complete. Sorry I didn't get a chance to demonstrate it for you. I could probably figure out the programming, but I want to make sure that it's done correctly. All right, so that is it for this one.